just different. I just wanna be the best. I just wanna be the best. I just wanna be the best. I'm hardly perfect, I'm barely good, just shy of greatness. I'm heavy metal and hollow wood, just shy of patience. Me, I wanna walk a little bit taller. Oh me, I wanna feel a little bit stronger. Oh me, I wanna think a little bit smarter. Said I just wanna be the best. Me, I wanna walk a little bit taller. Oh me, I wanna feel a little bit stronger. Oh me, I wanna think a little bit smarter. Said I just wanna be the best. I just wanna be the best. I just wanna be the best.
Oh doctor, doctor, I have no clue. I'm out on beauty. So fix my face up with diet glue and science fiction.
Me, I wanna walk a little bit taller. Oh me, I wanna feel a little bit stronger. Oh me, I wanna think a little bit smarter. Said I just wanna be the best. Me, I wanna walk a little bit taller. Oh me, I wanna feel a little bit stronger. Oh me, I wanna think a little bit smarter. Said I just wanna be the best. I just wanna be the best. I just wanna be the best. Me, I wanna walk a little bit taller. Oh me, I wanna feel a little bit stronger. Oh me, I wanna think a little bit smarter. Said I just wanna be the best. Me, I wanna walk a little bit taller. Oh me, I wanna feel a little bit stronger. Oh me, I wanna think a little bit smarter. Said I just wanna be the best. 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 I just wanna be the best.
All my life been sitting at the table, watching them kids living in a fable. Looks like I'm money and never left a wishing, but now it's about time to raise up and petition. All my life been sitting at the table, watching them kids living in a fable. Looks like money and never left a wishing, but now it's about time to stand up and petition. 'Cause I've been wondering when you gonna see I'm not for sale. Been questioning when you gonna see I'm not a part of your machine. Not a part of your machine. I'm not scared of what you're gonna tell me. No, I'm not scared of the beast in the belly. Fill my cup with endless ambition and paint this town with my very own vision. I'm not scared of what you're gonna tell me. I'm not scared of the beast in the belly. Fill my cup with endless ambition and paint this town with my very own vision. 'Cause I've been wondering when you gonna see I'm not for sale. Been machine.
All right, welcome in. It's Monday. It's 1 o'clock Eastern time. It's time to get this show on the road. I could not be more excited for the call today and the special guest I have coming up in just a few minutes. I've got Adam Burge and Rachel Midthun coming on, and it's going to be some really great stuff. If you're a brand new person and you're just getting started with us, this might be your first call. It's going to be helpful for you. If you've been with us for some years, also going to be helpful. Right, so you want to make sure you stick around and hear from two of the top producers on the whole team. But before we get into that content and the numbers, I want to point out NatCon is coming up in Dallas. You still got the early bird special going on. Hopefully y'all can see that. It's $249 through Tuesday at midnight. So make sure you jump on those tickets because they jump up to $375 after that. Still worth it. You'll want to go. It's not a coincidence why Rachel and Adam are doing as well as they are. They are around the fire. They're around the people who are high performers. And a 30-minute call is wonderful. They're going to speak into you and your business, but going to those events and spending real one-on-one time with them and big producers, that's really how you learn and soak things up. So please make sure you jump on that $249 through Tuesday at midnight. So make sure you're doing that. So before I bring on Adam and Rachel, I'm going to get into the numbers for last week. Had a really big week last week. I love seeing new people win and new people do big things. The fact that I don't recognize some of the names is good, right? That means we got brand new people coming on and moving in a major way. So let's start last week, all producers over 1,000. We had Robert Stewart, Raquel Gowans, Madeline Hawthorne, Brianna Presley Hill, Octaviano Segala, Rachel Midthun, David Fleming, Chrissy Arn, Mark Hutchison, Brandy Mitchell, and Jackie Pollock. Now, all producers starting over 2,000 submit last week. Sabrina Floyd, $2,061.96. Adam and Cindy Burge, $2,266.32. Brandon and Ashley Beal, $2,400. Thomas Payne, $2,742.36. Jennifer Midgley, $2,786.88. Tamara Price, $3,726. Calderon Green jumping up a big bit here, $4,695.36. Evan Patzer coming through with $6,181.44. And Amanda West with $7,200 last week submitted. Now moving on to the top 5 for last week. We had Jeremy Edwards had $10,780, 9 applications. Mimi Romero, $11,249.16. Had the boss man, Stephen Davies, $12,591.84 across 9 apps. Jumping up in a major way last week, Rogers and Kim Straughter, $25,456 across 3 apps. That's incredible. Love it. And coming in #1 submit last week, just wow, haven't seen a number this big in quite some time. Ryan and Camille Lewis with $50,000 on 1 application last week. Incredible job, guys. Love to see it. All right. Last week. Thomas Ferguson, $3,218.01. Noel Wilson, $5,220. Adam and Cindy Burge, $9,103.89. Mark Hutchison, $10,624.67. And coming in with the top paycheck for last week with over $20,000, $21,564.47 is David Townsend. Awesome. Man, that motivates me. I love it. Okay, month to date issue paid. Let's see what we got going on here for October. We got Eileen Rodriguez Jones with $4,800 issue paid. David Fleming, $5,445.75. Sean Cuff, $5,452.95. Jennifer Midgley, $5,458.67. Evan Patzer, $6,192.18. Antoine Johnson, $6,217.19. Ryan and Camille Lewis, $7,680.88. Mark Hutchison, $8,017.42. Noel Wilson, $9,914.61. And at the top, you got Adam and Cindy Burge with $16,705.98 month to date issue paid. All right, let's see what we're checking in here for the year to date. Close race at the top, but we still got some time left. We're just getting into the fourth quarter. So we've got Mercedes Teron, Mike Garrett, Sabrina Floyd, Evan Patzer, Nick Greco. And starting in the top five, we've got Steven, $161,733.95. Jermico Edwards, $177,640.81. Number three, Adam and Cindy Burge, $209,210. Mark Hutchison, just barely behind Rachel, $230,672.94. And number one, as she has been for most of the year, $234,657.80. Rachel Midthun at the top, leading the way for year-to-date issue paid. All right. So Freedom Leaderboard, we know building a business, that's how you get financially free. Producing, wonderful, it's incredible, it's how we eat, but building a business is how you have options at that point, right? So fast tracks for last week, everybody with one completed fast track for last week: Jessica Tillman, Christopher Kuntz, Mervyn Pierre, Evan Patzer, Michael Etheridge, Austin Heater, Mimi Romero, Keith Phillips, everybody with 3 completed fast tracks for last week. Matthew Hackett, Evan Patzer, Noel Wilson. Sam Howard had 4 completed fast tracks last week. Keith Brown with 5, Dante Wilson with 6, and leading the way, as they often do, Brandon and Ashley Beal had 8 completed fast tracks last week. Okay, now flipping over to completed contracts. So these are brand new agents that are ready to get leads and start rocking and rolling and out there making sales. So everyone with 1 new direct contract last week: Brandon and Ashley Beal, Matthew Hackett, Michael Etheridge, Jennifer Midgley, Noel Wilson, Austin Heater. Everybody with 2 completed contracts for last week: Evan Patzer, Dante Wilson, and then coming in at the top, Sam Howard with 3 direct completed contracts last week. That's it. Okay. All right. So that's it for the numbers. Incredible job, guys. I don't think it's a coincidence, again, to see that a lot of the people who are at the top of the production are also at the top on the recruiting side as well, and building the business, right? So again, all those things come from being around the top people and seeing them and hearing their insights. So with that said, I'm really excited to bring Adam Burge on first. Correct me if I'm wrong on this number, Adam, but he has written over $1.5 million in annuities. $100 million would be great too, but 1.5 is good in annuities so far this year. And he's going to talk to you guys a little bit about strategies and how to talk to your clients about annuities. And the cool thing about Adam and Rachel is they're relative newcomers, right? A year and a half or so, give or take, for both these guys. So you guys, you don't have to be here for 10 years or 15 years to put up these crazy numbers that you're seeing. That's why both of these people inspire me a lot. I talk about you guys all the time. So with that said, Adam, I'm going to slide it over to you and let you speak into our business and our lives and let you take it away.
Thanks, pal. Thank you for having me. I can't wait to see you and everybody else in NADCON in just a couple months. Won't be long before it's here. But something I've learned about selling annuities is that selling annuities is actually easier than selling life insurance. Many people see life insurance as another bill. Unfortunately, it's not the correct way to see it, but that's how many do. But when you're helping them with annuities, well, they see it differently, because in reality, annuities, they create income for them that they can use when they retire. And so people tend to view life insurance and annuities differently, and that can be used, of course, to your advantage. And I'll explain why. First, what we want to do when we're in the home, in my experience, is to take care of the life insurance needs first. Stephen taught me that we really want to view the in-home meeting, our first meeting with them especially, as financial triage. We want to help them stop the bleeding financially, so to speak, and help them with their life insurance first. And so that's what I focus on first, because if I take an approach of a couple, three different things and discussing all at once, then people are going to get into analysis paralysis. And you don't want that, because they don't know what to do. And a lot of information is coming at them and they feel overwhelmed. So you don't want to put your clients into an analysis paralysis. As you're completing the application for life insurance, what I do is I just casually make conversation. And casually, I'll ask them, where do you work? How long have you lived there? Or worked there, that is. When they answer that question, maybe a few minutes later, I'll ask them, well, where did you work before that? How long did you work there? And then a few minutes later, I'll ask the question again, where did you work before that? How long did you work there? What I'm doing is I'm accumulating information that helps me understand. Probably they have 1, 2, 3, 4, or more 401ks out there from those various companies that have very likely never been rolled over into one. And they have no idea very likely what's happening to them, what they even look like, how much money they've lost or gained. And so that information then helps me. After the life insurance application is finished, then I simply say to them, so you probably have some 401ks out there with those companies you've worked with over the years. And I commend them for saving for retirement, because so many people today sadly don't have any plans to save for retirement. So commend them for the choices they've made to save for retirement. But then I asked them a very key question after that. I asked them, how much of that retirement savings can you afford to lose? And I let that question kind of hang out there. And people will always say, none. I can't afford to lose any of it. I asked them then, how do you feel about the volatility we're seeing in the market these days? And they always say, I am very uncomfortable. People often tell me, in fact, how much they've already lost in their retirement accounts. I have one nice lady in Pennsylvania I'm helping right now who has $500,000 in her retirement account, and she has already lost $40,000 of it. And it just makes her heart sick, because this is money that she has been relying on for retirement, money she's been saving all of her adult life. So then after they tell me their personal experience, I let them express themselves. Then I say, well, you probably had this money in the market during the Great Recession or during the market crash of 2020 when the pandemic started. How did it make you feel to lose 20 to 40%? Did you make all the money back that you lost? And people will typically say, no, I haven't made that money back. Then I say to them, well, I protect, preserve, and grow people's retirement income. It's actually a specialty of mine. Have you heard of indexed accounts? And typically people will say that they have never heard of such a thing before. And so I show them, I don't tell them how indexed accounts work, I show them how indexed accounts work. And for this, what I use is the real benefits chart that you can get from our website. I think it's the NAA University. I can also supply you a copy of it too if you'd like to shoot me a text. I can email it to you. But I show them this chart because it will explain to them how index annuities work and how they really provide an advantage over just investing in a index like a 401k. This chart is actually a real life example of what has happened in the stock market from 1998 to 2016. There are 3 lines here of different colors. The red line represents a typical retirement account, perhaps a 401k or a 403b. that participates in the S&P 500, which is the most common index that these funds participate in. And the green line here represents the growth of an indexed account. You can see that probably there in the chart. Well, during the first 2 years, from 1998 to 2000, the red line illustrates the substantial growth that the market experienced. It grew, in this account here, in the illustration, 100,000 to 136,000 plus. The green line shows something, though, a little different. It shows that in an indexed account, there was growth, 25,000, which is not as much as the red line, but it's still very significant growth. And people can see this for themselves. They're visualizing this with this illustration. But then I explain, you'll notice here in the chart that after around 2000, there was some emotional instability in the market. And notice what happened to the red line. It fell from $136,937 to $78,869. So that's about a 57% loss. But during that same period of time, notice the green line kept all of its gains during that volatile period of time and never lost a penny. The red line shows that it also took about 6 years for the person in the 401k account to recover their losses. That is really an important point because most people in their 50s and 60s, they cannot afford to lose anything as they're approaching retirement. And they certainly do not have time, 6 years or more, for them to get back what it is they lost before they start earning again. And so that really is something that a lot of people who are in their 50s and 60s are very sensitive to. So that really touches their heart. Now, I have copies of illustrations that I will take out and show from various current clients of mine. I may show them an illustration for my Fidelity and Guarantee, an illustration for 25,000, or an illustration for 100,000. And I'll show them the account values from year one so they can see that when a person deposited 25,000, they have 25,000 in that account. And then I show them how that money grows over 5 years, 10 years, how they can potentially double their money safely. And when I show that people, their jaw hits the floor. They're shocked by that. Then I tell them, now I don't want to show you how index annuities work based on current rates because they've been pretty high over the past several years. So I show them what the lowest projections look like. And they see how their money still safely grows, nearly doubling over a 10-year period. And then it helps them to realize that I'm not trying to make high promises. I'm being reasonable in expectations, but still they're experiencing significant growth with their deposit, with their rollover. Then I show them the web press video that you can get through the President's Club. It's called Retirement Savings Without Investment Losses. Retirement Savings Without Investment Losses. It discusses Warren Buffett's 2 rules of investing. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. As you're watching that video, I watch it and pay close attention too, because they will typically pay close attention if I'm paying close attention. I don't interrupt. I don't do anything that would distract them from the video. I want them to watch the video, listen to it, and really think about it. And then I explain after they watch the video, it's really simple here to proceed. It's so simple. In fact, all I have to do is create an account. A couple of very simple forms help me do that. This will generate an account number. Then in about 24 hours or so, we'll call the company that your 401k is with. Maybe it's Fidelity or companies like that. We'll call the company. We'll initiate the rollover. We'll do it together on the telephone. It's super easy. I'll walk you through every step of the way. See, don't make it a big deal. Don't act like it's a process. It's difficult. It's time consuming. It's a pain, because people will then shy away from that. And it isn't. It isn't hard to do it. You simply fill out the application, submit it to Fidelity and Guarantee or American Equity, whoever you're using for that person's needs. And then a day or two later, you call them on the telephone with the client on the phone, and they initiate the rollover, and it's done. So don't make it a big deal. It is simple. If they're not ready to proceed with that step, then I've learned that I've missed something. I didn't do one of the steps right. Maybe I didn't build rapport well enough at the beginning of the meeting. Or maybe I inadvertently said something that made them feel uneasy about doing a rollover. If that's the case, then I try to do what I can to, undo that mistake. And you learn over time the things not to do, the things to say, the things to do that will ensure success. And I'll tell you, I have had great success doing this. The first one or two might have been a little rough compared to how smooth they are now. But yeah, they've gotten to the point now where I'm doing one annuity a week or once every week and a half. I'm working on a $500,000 annuity right now. I did several bigger ones a few months ago, but my annuities average anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 typically. And that's what I've been doing these days. And they're getting easier and easier and easier. Chris Norris is a great resource. If you want to know how to use him as a resource, give me a call. I'll be happy to explain how that's done. It's real simple, just booking some time, book a meeting from a meeting with him on his calendar. And Chris can do a lot of the lifting for you at the very beginning until you kind of get your feet wet and feel more comfortable doing it. After a while, you won't need Chris as much. I hardly ever consult with Chris anymore because I've learned the process. It has become very simple for me to do, but it just came from doing and learning from others. Just remember, in closing, it's easier to sell annuities than it is to sell life insurance.
That's awesome, man. Adam, that was incredible. Just so you guys know, this is being recorded. So there's so many nuggets in that, even from the very beginning on how to transition into the conversation. I talked to so many people that struggle with that. I understand annuities, I want to be able to sell them, but I don't know how to engage in the conversation. Just that part alone, right? Just that you're walking down the path. It's not an interrogation, right? I mean, I think Adam mentioned he was already filling out another application, meeting their needs for life insurance first, and it's just kind of walking it down, fact finding. And then when you transition into it, it's like Adam said, there's no reason for them not to proceed with that, by the time you execute, because you're asking all the questions, you're building rapport. And as Adam just mentioned, if they don't proceed, there's something I missed, which is easily identifiable, right? When you go back through and journal your appointments, if you're not doing that, start doing that. It'll help a lot. So I know it seems like a big mountain to climb with annuities because it's just like everything that you haven't done yet. It is hard until it's not, right? But when you talk to people and you work with people, those first couple might be a little rough, like Adam said, but after that, it's like cake, right? So that little bit of pain to learn will be well worth it. And I'm sure Adam can speak to that. It'd be well worth going through that little bit of pain up front to go and close on the back end and help so many clients. Right. So awesome. Adam, thank you so much for that. Now let me talk with you more here later, Adam, but I'm going to bring up Rachel. Rachel has been the #1 producer on the team for most of the year, if not all year. And so she is going to talk to you guys a little bit about what she's learned this year and how she's been able to get to where she is and what we think are going to be some big time, production in the future as well. So Rachel, if you are there, come on up and let us know what's going on with your business.
Hey, y'all. Thank you so much for having me on the call. I'm super excited to be here. So like he said, my name is Rachel. I live in West Texas, and I've actually never been on a call. So this is I think I've been on one maybe, but this I think is my first call with Steven. So I'm excited. And he just asked me to tell you guys a little bit more about, how I've come into this business in the last 15 months and done what I've been able to do. So what happened for me is I got into this business and I was looking only for something very, very part-time. And so I started this part-time, and I did not have an easy start at all. It was extremely frustrating. So my very first month, I made around $2,500. My second month, I made around $4,500. Again, this is on a very part-time basis. And every month after that, I was consistently making $5,000. So I was like, okay, awesome. No problem at all. I know how to do that. And then in January of last year, I went to NatCon. Where was it? Burlington. So I went to NatCon and I saw them give over $1 million away on stage, y'all. $1 million. And the people that I saw getting this money, I was just like, whoa, that one? holy, like if they can do it, I can definitely do it. And again, it's just in this business, it's not about talent. It's about hard work and consistency. So I know that I can work hard and I know I can be consistent. So February, I told my upline, I said, hey, you know what? I want to see what I can do. I'm going to flip my two businesses. I'm going to spend the same amount of time I was on organizing, on insurance, and the same amount of on organizing that I was on insurance before. So I asked them what I needed to do in order to win. And they told me you need to do at least 20 appointments a week in order to make 20 grand a month. And so I was like, okay, you know what, and I came out of NatCon with my hair absolutely on fire. So if you are not registered for NatCon, please get registered for NatCon. It is still only $249 right now. The price is going to go up at the end of this month. Lock it in while it's $250, not when it's $499. That event changed everything for me. Like literally it had changed my entire business. If I hadn't gone to that event, I wouldn't be where I am today. So that is, if you don't get anything else out of this call, even though Adam's talk on annuities was absolutely incredible and he's amazes me with his ability to sell annuities, please get your ticket to this event. It is going to blow your socks off. The fact that you get to meet the carriers, you get to meet the top reps, you're going to learn all the nuts and bolts of what you need to win in this business. And you're going to come out of there with the belief that you can do it. And that's the most important thing. So fast forward, coming out of that event last year, this was 6 months ago, my goal was to issue pay 20,000, or I'm sorry, it was to make 20,000 for the month. And that first month I issue paid 31,000. And it's not because I'm like, y'all, I've never even done sales. Like I'm not Mrs. Saleswoman. It's not like I'm got some special talent or gifts where I really know how to sell things to people. It's because I go, one, I'm consistent. So every week I'm very, very consistent. Even when I'm planning a wedding, my schedule, my planner is my Bible. Like use your activity book, use it every single week, do the dials, make the dials, run the appointments, run 20 appointments every week, minimum, or whatever your upline tells you to do. That's always my goal every week, is to get into 20 homes. But so that first month of February, issue paid 31,000. March was an absolutely crazy month. I issue paid 25,600. And then so by March, I was like, okay, that February wasn't just like luck. I think I can actually do this. So, you know, I've been doing it, and y'all can do it too. You can absolutely do this. It's being consistent. That's the most important thing, and not being afraid. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable in this business, because so much of it is uncomfortable, and you'll get there. And then also it's being different. Like you want to be different when you show up to these people's houses. You know, I just try my hardest to really meet them where they're at, but in a lot of the situations, they need, I pray before every appointment, and I just pray that I can lift up their spirits, that I can be a light for them, because so many people are just in a bad place, especially after COVID. So like I always go in there with I just am light. I don't care about making the sale. I don't care about, I don't care about anything other than that person in that moment. And so I'm trying to get them to laugh. I'm trying to get them to like me. And I genuinely like them. And after every appointment, I write a handwritten thank you note. You can hire your assistant to do that, or you can do it in the beginning. And I think that that's definitely made a big difference for me, along with, doing birthday dials. So when it's their birthday, you do stuff. Or if they get you referrals which if they like you, they'll absolutely give you referrals, make them feel special, send them crumbles, cookies, like do something that is different than everybody else. It's the extra mile is never crowded. And my goal is always to be their insurance agent for life. Like I don't ever want them talking to somebody else. So that's been the biggest thing for me, is going to the training. Absolutely. Being consistent, having a schedule and sticking to the schedule, buying and running the leads. Like, don't be afraid to spend the money on the leads, and being different from all the other agents out there. Cause there's just a lot of people that are sleazy and trying to make money. And all of you know, as much as I do, how there's not good people in this industry as with every other industry. And I want to be the person that cares so much about my clients, that loves my clients and that they love me back. And that's how I've been able to get a lot of referrals. So that's it for me. If y'all have questions, reach out to me. Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on the call, Omar. I really, really appreciate it.
Awesome. No, Rachel, thank you. Thank you for, again, so many nuggets. There's so many things there that, again, if you go back and listen to this call 3 times, you'll pick up more things. And I love the consistency, right? Like showing up. That's more than half the battle, right? You got to show up to work. And also, we know, as Rachel laid out, everyone loves to buy things, right? Like things, but people hate being sold. And how do you avoid having your clients feel like that? It's just what Rachel lined out, is going in there and just trying to make a connection, be different, right? We know that they need help, but we also know that if we don't connect with them, they're never even going to tell us what's really going on, so we can see if we can help them, right? So you have to have that lightness. You have to go in there thinking, I am going to help these people somehow. I'm going to make somebody smile, right? We're going to part ways and we're going to have a good time. And if I do my job correctly, I'm gonna make a little money too, which is great, right? We help people, we make good money. We're not gonna pretend like we don't do well, but it's because we care about the individuals that we go and we see and we help and we show up. And there's so many things that Rachel just talked about, doing the work, but also investing in yourself, right? You spend tens of thousands, some people 6 figures, on this education, but when it comes to investing in yourself and your business, it's like, I don't know. Right. And so you can't be afraid to invest in yourself and go out there and put in the work. Because if you work hard, you bring that to the table, you're consistent, well, then you're going to get a return on that, and a big one. Right. And this is coming from someone who's number 1 at the top of our team. And we've got some big producers on our team. So she's number 1. And if she's telling you that you need to get to this event, right, if she's not above it and she's the number 1 person, you guys can benefit from it too. And I know you will. You go in there and you will be amazed at the information you just pick up. It's completely different from being on a call. And being on a call like this is incredible. It's worth the 30 minutes to do this. But spending a weekend around people like Rachel, like Adam, like Stephen and Holly and Andy and Jane, these people who've been there, that they may be in the place you want to be. They may be on the way to being where you want to be, but in any case, they're a little bit further down the road than you are. So you got to get around those people, right? So Rachel, thank you so much for spending some time and pouring into us and the business. So guys, I'll leave you with this. Thank you for being here and being a part of the team. We appreciate all of you guys. If you want to grow yourself and grow your business, get that ticket. It's $249 through tomorrow at midnight. Please, please, please do that. I promise you it'll be worth it. It'll definitely change your business, and that could change your life. So with that, I'll let you guys get back to it, get back to killing it. I'll see you next week.